E aí pessoal do Tática Gamer, beleza? Por um momento esqueci o nome do meu canal, mas já lembrei. Aqui é o Renato, estamos com mais um vídeo do Stanley Parable e hoje vamos seguir todas as ordens que nos forem dadas pelo narrador, este lindo narrador. Assim faremos o final feliz do jogo. É, moleque, tem gente que pensa que não existe um final feliz. Pessoas comentaram no meu último vídeo, por isso que eu tô fazendo esse vídeo. É pra mostrar que existe um final feliz. Esse final feliz se faz obedecendo todas as ordens do nosso...
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Como eu ia dizendo, obedecendo todas as ordens do nosso narrador. Vamos lá. Mais uma sala vazia. Eu não sei porque eu sempre tenho a mania de desligar todos os computadores. Se eu não desligo, eu não fico feliz. É um tique mesmo. Vamos na sala de reuniões para procurar o memorando, como o narrador nos disse.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Pronto, já mandou ir para a esquerda. Vamos então. Vamos fazer esse finalzinho bonito, hein? Esse final é bonito. Se eu fosse você, eu ficava até o final do vídeo, porque esse vale a pena mesmo. Não vai terminar do nada. Eu não vou reiniciar do nada. Vai ser uma coisa bem bonita mesmo. Prometo.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Não vamos abrir aqui, porque depois eu mostro o que tem nessa porta para vocês em outra gameplay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Vamos lá para o escritório do chefe. Aquela porta, que é o banheiro executivo, depois de algum tempo ela abre. E essa aqui também abre depois de algum tempo. Depois de alguns reinícios de jogo.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Vamos lá. Ele mesmo falou qual era a senha da passagem secreta. Aqui eu achei que poderia haver algo, mas realmente, por enquanto, ainda não apareceu nada aqui. Não pelo tanto que eu joguei. Talvez apareça num futuro. Ainda vou jogar muito, tentar descobrir todos os finais deste maravilhoso game, porque ele me entretém de uma maneira...
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Como eu ia dizendo, esse jogo entretém muito o jogador. Eu fico totalmente hipnotizado.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Encontramos o Mind Control Facility, mas do lado tem outra trajetória que é o Escape. Depois eu faço esse final também, que é muito interessante. Vamos lá, vamos seguindo, apertar a lampadinha.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Vamos descobrir o segredo, todos os segredos do jogo já.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Como já desconfiávamos, aqui é uma central de controle de mentes e o Stanley, ele é uma das pessoas que é totalmente controlada. Ele é o 427. Vamos ver o 427 onde está. Ali o 427. Ali a salinha dele, estão vendo? Bem no centro da tela. Ele é mais um funcionário que tem a mente totalmente controlada.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Aqui o narrador dá a dica para desligar a máquina e acabar com todo esse controle mental que existe neste lugar, neste centro de controle. E um dos finais tem como apertar o ON, aí você liga novamente o controle das mentes e acontece outra coisa totalmente surpreendente. Ou vamos fazer o que o narrador nos pede, que é desligar tudo. Vamos lá, vamos fazer o que o narrador nos pede.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Então, pessoal, espero que vocês tenham gostado. Esse foi o final feliz do Stanley Parable. E existem inúmeros outros finais que, conforme os vídeos forem tendo comentário, o pessoal for gostando, eu vou trazendo aqui pro canal, compartilhando essa maravilha de jogo que é o Stanley Parable. Beleza? Abraço a todos. Obrigado você que assistiu. Se gostou, dê um joinha e favorito. E se não é inscrito no canal, se inscreva aí para acompanhar mais vídeos. Abraço, tchau!